Good morning, friends. Amanda here with the Happy Homestead. It is 7:20 in the morning. It's a Friday morning. We are leaving really early this morning to go pick up our Azure order. This is the largest Azure order of the year for us, toppled in just over $1,100. We hadn't done a really large order in a few months, and I'm not a fan of fear mongering and spreading fear, but I am a fan of reality. And the reality is that things are getting more expensive. And so what I did with my order that I'm picking up today is I tried to order enough to have at least 6, maybe even in some cases up to 8 months worth of whatever that item is. And so that I'm protecting myself against inflation a little bit. Hopefully more than a little, but yeah, I'm trying to stock up on the things that I know we need, that I know we're going to use over the next 6 to 8 months, so that I really don't have to spend too much more money. That's the goal. So we're going to get the kids loaded up because we're going to all do the Azure pickup, and then I got to get them to school. So good morning, bud. So yeah, let's head on out. All right, we are in the car successfully. Are we buckled? All right, can you buckle, please? The sun is barely up, but we're gonna go get our food. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, and are you gonna help me?
Yes.
Okay, and then we're gonna go to school. Can you help?
I got it.
Oh, is that ours?
I don't know who it is.
Oh, we gotta go find the name's right here.
No.
Be careful. Okay, here. You go
Said
find that.
him.
Good job. Oh, so close. Good. Oh, so close. All right, let's go get the
That's
rest.
kind of funny. I'll put. You keep it there. I'll put them on. I'll put them in here. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that has a hole in the bottom.
I know. I have to be careful. Okay, you guys go back to the sign.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. I gotta count this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. Okay. We're getting there. Okay, home. Everything is in the car. The car is packed. Got the kids to school successfully. What? Mom, win. And now I've got to get everything in the house. bottom of that box. All right, everything is finally unboxed. I have it semi-grouped and organized. Let me show you everything that I purchased. You know what I love about unboxing the Azure order is that unless you're the person that places your order pretty last minute, it's always like a surprise what I've ordered because I don't always remember every last thing. So it's always exciting to unbox everything. Let's see what we got. All right, so starting here, I've got 3 25-pound bags. This one is hard white wheat, organic evaporated cane juice, which is basically sugar, and then organic hard red wheat. So I like to keep the wheat grains on hand because I mill them on demand, and honestly they just last that much longer. So these should get us a good 9 months probably from now. Okay, on to this corner. We have 5 pounds of organic russet potatoes and then 2 5-pound bags of organic yellow potatoes. They store really well for us over the winter, so they should last us at least through the winter. And then I got a case of organic mushrooms. If you've been following along the channel at all, you know that I grow our own shiitakes, but the past 12 months I haven't had as big of flushes as I have had in previous years. And so our dried shiitakes in the pantry, we had a half-gallon jar and it's probably about half full. So I really wanted to get some more mushrooms just in a shelf-stable form so that they can just last a lot longer, go in soups and casseroles and maybe like a chicken marsala or something like that. So this is actually a new purchase for me, is these canned mushrooms, but I have no doubt they'll be very useful in the kitchen. Another one of my favorites and often getting is 28-ounce cans of organic crushed tomatoes, and then the 14.5-ounce cans of the organic diced tomatoes. This will last us a good 6 months, if not longer as well. Moving over here, I've got 2 2.5-pound bags of organic rigatoni pasta. Now, I like to make my own pasta, but anything, you know, like the tube type pasta, I can't do. So got 2.5 pounds of rigatoni. Over here, I got some more grapes. I had some grapes in our last order, and I just wanted some more fresh organic grapes for kids' lunches. So just got 4 pounds, 2 2-pound bags each. We are a huge fan of Nancy's. You've heard me talk about their stuff before. This time I got a case of the Probiotic low-fat cottage cheese. My kids love that. Also on our last order, I tried the Azure dishwashing powder. And guys, I really liked it. I was so happy with it. So I was tired of buying the commercial dishwashing powder with all of the stuff that I don't want in the water system. So I bought a 30-pound bucket of this dishwashing powder. And what I really love about it is that I'm pretty sure this is a food grade bucket. I'll have to check, but I can use this bucket to store other things later on. I also bought 4 organic pie pumpkins. I've got plenty of butternut squashes and winter squashes, but we didn't even attempt to grow our own pie pumpkins, so this will come in handy for pumpkin puree to make our own pies. You saw me carry this box in. This is 40 pounds of organic cabbages, green cabbages. I bought this exact thing, this exact order amount of cabbages last year around this time from Azure, and we made all of our own sauerkraut and curtido, and we did different flavors, and I think I'm actually down to about 2 half-gallon jars left. So it lasted almost a full year to have all of those wonderful fermented foods in our refrigerator. So my goal is to use these 40 pounds of beautiful organic cabbages and make a lot of sauerkraut and curtido again for the next following year. So the curtido, I have a video on that. If you haven't yet seen that or know what curtido is, take a gander, take a look, and try making your own curtido. It is delicious. It includes jalapeno peppers, which I got some of those. It also includes carrots. So I got some more carrots, as well as some cilantro and onion, and it just all ferments together and it is delicious. So there will be a sauerkraut curtito making party here at the house within the next couple of weeks to get those used. I got one bunch of celery. I had some bunches in the refrigerator. I actually diced them and put them in the freezer just the other day because I knew I was getting one more good one. And then I'll probably get a few more on the next order. We then got 10 pounds of organic yellow onions here. I have been buying my onions from Azure for over a year now. Now we grow our own, right? But we don't grow nearly the amount we need for what I use culinarily in the kitchen. And so I have had great success with their onions, and you can see how I store them. I think I talk about that in a video as well. But I have these hanging storage bags that are made of mesh, so there's plenty of airflow, and they hang in the pantry, and so I can easily go grab an onion as needed. This will last us quite a while because I still have plenty in our pantry. Okay, so I mentioned Nancy's. We went all out on Nancy's this time. I got 3 of these quarts of probiotic low-fat yogurt, 3 more sour cream. I still have some sour cream in our refrigerator. I think maybe 1 or 2 left from the last order or 2 orders ago. So I only got 3 this time. I got 3 packages of arborio rice. Because let's face it, risotto in the fall and in the winter is like one of the most comforting foods, and I love making different types of risotto. So arborio rice is for that. Okay, this box is just full of all kinds of goodies, and a lot of these are new purchases for me. So I got some of these organic mustards. This one is Dijon. This one is Stone Ground. I think that might be it. Yeah. And then I got this one in a different type of container, just a regular yellow mustard. What I really liked about these, first of all, the mustard I had been buying, nothing was wrong with it, but I'm noticing it was in these types of containers, which I found to actually be quite a pain as you got towards the end, even flipping it upside down in the refrigerator. So I wanted to try a better high quality mustard in these jars, which again, these jars can then be reused, and that always excites me. I also got ketchup. Again, I buy our ketchup at the grocery store. I do buy the organic ketchup, but I have heard people talk about this ketchup and how delicious it is. So I got 3 jars of this, and we'll try it. And if it's a winner, we'll get more maybe on our next order. I also got 3 boxes of the Pomona's pectin because I actually have no pectin left for next spring's canning season. I wanted to get ahead of it, get it while it's in stock, because who knows what will happen in the next 6 months with pectin. I also got 1 pound of chocolate covered goji berries. We love these, just good snacky stuff. And just to make sure the basics are accounted for, I got 1 pound each of baking powder and baking soda. And friends, there are 2 boxes here with the most amazing thing ever. I can get one out. Butter! I love this butter. You've heard me talk about this butter before. It's the only butter that I try to get lots and lots on hand. And guys, I got 2 boxes, and each box has 30 butters. And each one is a half a pound. So I've got 30 pounds of butter. And I am really grateful for that, because if you've been following along with the news and just pricing of food in general, butter is one of those things that has really skyrocketed in price over the last 6 months or so. So again, trying to get ahead of that for myself so I'm not having to buy some of those higher prices as they come. Most of this is going to go in the freezer. I might keep 1 or 2 in the fridge if I need it, but I keep all of our butter in the refrigerator, in the freezer, and it lasts a very long time. With 60 bars of butter, I imagine that this will last, I'm going to say at least 9 months is my guess. We don't go through that much butter, but I am trying to limit the amount of processed oils. I am pretty anti-seed oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, rapeseed oil, which is canola oil, vegetable oils, right? All of the soybean oil, all of those kinds of seed oils, not a fan of in our kitchen. I'm even phasing out avocado oil. I do have olive oil. However, I'm trying to use that even sparingly as well, and use rather lard or butter for cooking, and just use olive oil for drizzling with salad dressings. So in my opinion, you can never have too much butter in the freezer. So over to this section here, this is 2 10-pound bags of organic all-purpose flour. Just a really great thing to have in the kitchen, especially as the holidays approach. Now, when I buy flour that is already ground, it doesn't matter if it's the einkorn or the all-purpose, which is really the, oh, and semolina, which I do have some of that too. I store that immediately in the freezer. You may have heard me talk about this before, but I have had problems with those little bugs, those little weevils in the flour that hatch, right? The eggs are in there. They go through the threshing process within the granary, but the eggs still retain, and so sometimes they hatch and it's really disgusting. But if you put your ground flour in the freezer for about, I do 2 weeks or so, and then you can take it out and store it at room temp, and the eggs are killed. So these will go in the freezer until that 2-week period is up. Along those lines, like I had mentioned, I have 2 5-pound bags of semolina flour. I really only use semolina flour to make pasta, and I'm trying to get into that a little bit more. I've done it a dozen times maybe, right? And it's successful and it's fun, and it's not as time consuming as you may think. But over these winter months, I want to get into making more pasta by hand, and semolina flour is one of my go-tos for that. Now, this 10 pounds of semolina flour will easily last a full year, because I'm just finishing up the 10-pound bag that I purchased a little over a year ago. All right, this bag is a little deceiving because it's large, but it's only 4.5 pounds, and this is a new purchase for us. There we go. This is an organic, large ridged mac pasta. You can kind of see it in the picture. It's almost like a macaroni noodle. Well, that's what it is. So this is going to be mainly used to make homemade mac and cheese, because I am anti-buying the boxes. I also got 2 pounds of organic raw walnuts. I keep these in the freezer as well. We are out of walnuts right now, so really glad I have these, because they're great in granola, they're great just as snacks, and as the holidays approach, they're really good in some desserts, so they'll be put to good use. I have 5 pounds of cannellini beans because I have none left, and so we needed some, so I got 5 pounds of dried beans. And then I've got 2 22-ounce bags of heirloom black-eyed peas. Now, I normally try to buy my beans or legumes from Azure in this type of packaging, right? The Azure brand. But the black-eyed peas, I believe, were sold out at the time. And so I went with a different brand because my husband is a true Southerner, and on New Year's Day, he needs black-eyed peas. A couple of months ago, I started buying some cereals for my kids for breakfast. Again, just easy breakfast, but I can't compromise on the nutrition, on the quality. And so we've really just been sticking with these 2 cereals, and that is the Heritage Flake, Nature's Path Heritage Flake, and Nature's Path Organic O's. So an all-natural whole wheat corn flake, but not corn, like a wheat flake, Wheaties, I guess you could say, and an all-natural Cheerio. And they have been working. They haven't asked for any other types of cereal, so I'm going to go with that for right now, and we just have some more cereal on hand. Okay, so this box here is my frozen box. We had 1 frozen box within the Azure truck, and I got a lot of organic, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. We order and keep whole chickens in the freezer at all times, but sometimes you just want some pieces to make a quick and easy dinner. I also got some bratwursts here. I don't know how many, maybe 3. But we did try with some bratwurst. I think that would be delicious this winter as well, with some onions and peppers. I also got more hot dogs. So I've talked about these hot dogs in the past. I'm not a fan of hot dogs, but if we're gonna buy them, we're gonna try to get the best ones we can get. And I got, I think 3 or 4 packages of these because they're really good just to have over a campfire out at our property. So that's all that is in here. We are coming down to the end of the order here, just a handful of things left. I ran out of room on the kitchen counters, so I'm here on our dining room table, or our kitchen table. I got a just under 5-pound block of raw milk cheddar cheese. Now, I make a lot of our own cheeses, and I do have some cheddars aging, but I got one of these because I like to slice it up and then freeze it. And then we have cheddar cheese in the freezer to pull out and use for all kinds of cooking and recipes and whatnot. So I had purchased a lot of cheese. I'd have to go back and look, but I believe it was earlier this year, maybe in the March, April timeframe. And I did just that. I sliced it and vacuum sealed it into smaller pieces, smaller portions. And we're almost out of the cheddar, but still plenty of mozzarella left. So it's really good just to have that backup of the cheese in the freezer. I got a 1-gallon jug of organic extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. You can see it's still pretty solidified right now. The truck is very cold. You heard me talk about not wanting to use too much olive oil. And the reason I bought this is because I am starting to ramp up and make a lot more soaps. I make soaps 2 to 3 times a year, and olive oil, coconut oil are my 2 main oils in my soaps. So this is going to be for good soap making. I also got 1 gallon of organic apple cider vinegar, raw with the mother. I have purchased this many times. It is the best value for organic apple cider vinegar that's with the mother that you will find, bar none, even in the grocery store. So if for nothing else to join Azure, for this, it's worth it. And by the way, there's no joining fee for Azure. I should state that. It doesn't cost me any extra money to join Azure, to become a member, to stay a member. I can take a hiatus as long as I want. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-month hiatus or a 12-month hiatus, right? I just order what I need when I need it. And this apple cider vinegar is the best value there is. Last 3 items here. I got 1 pound of organic smoked paprika powder. This is one of my favorite spices to use in almost anything. So we got more of that. I got 1 pound of organic garlic powder. Can never go wrong with that. That's one of the other ones that I put in just about everything. And last but not least, a new item for us this month is the Azure Market Mushroom Soup Blend. I have heard people talk about this, and you can go on the Azure website and read some of the reviews, and it's delicious. And I am determined to make some really ridiculously delicious and gorgeous creamy mushroom soup this winter, and I think this is just going to help. That's it for the Azure order this month. This is our biggest order this year. There will be one more order next month, but it will be not nearly this large. So stay tuned for that order in a month or so. In the meantime, I've got to go put everything away, which may sound daunting to some of you, but to me it's very exciting. I love organization, especially in the pantry. And so this is like my happy place right now. Thanks for joining me today. If you are not yet an Azure member, I highly suggest you just click the link below, check it out, do your own research, and if you decide to join, I appreciate using the link below if you decide to do that. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.